Hello and welcome to another episode of the Farr Show, where I am Farr, and it's warmed up a little bit in Wisconsin, but I like using this microphone because it's chrome so much that we're going to keep using it for a little bit. I mean, all winter, honestly, because we're not going out to the studio for a bit. So, this is our temporary studio where my amiibo shelf is here, and then we got blue wall, poster, door to the outside world, you know, the usual. So, what are we talking about? Well, Halo Infinite came out, and I know what you're thinking, Damien. You don't have much time to play video games. That's true, but Halo is my favorite game series of all time. So, I mean, I've made some time. I haven't played too much Infinite, so because I don't know what I'm gonna grade it. So far, it's been good. I've been playing on PC for the most part, but it's been really hit or miss, honestly, for graphic issues. So, let's start talking about some of those, and then we'll get into the main topic here, which graphics issues. When I'm saying that, I mean there's been some graphical glitches here and there. Like, at one point, I walked into a room, and where the doors would be opened, there was just like weird texture glitching. That and a brute turned into a big pillar that was like 50 feet long, and it was sideways, so like this, instead of straight up and down, so didn't know where the brute was to shoot him. That's been happening a little bit here and there, which I can understand. It's a new game, but what's going on here? So, that's a little weird, but other than that, I think so far I'm having a good time. I just got to the open world part, and for me that just meant I'm gonna run around and do nothing of value here, and just kill stuff, which is how I play open worlds. I don't do the story really well in open worlds, and I'm kind of sad that this is a Halo game and I'm not doing the story really well so far. So, we're going to talk about the biggest features of Halo games, because they've dropped co-op for now, they've dropped Forge, Theater is there at least, and custom games, but there's not that many maps, not much to do yet in the multiplayer side of things. So I think once we get more fleshed out, which will happen over time, they said they're going to support this game for years upon years, which is great to hear, but I think the issue becomes, well, what are you going to add? You've got to add a lot of armor, a lot of maps, and you've got to make it where you can pick what game modes you want to play. Big team battle, don't get me wrong, I get that one, but competitive, just clicking competitive and being thrown into a match, whatever you don't want to play, is kind of ridiculous. Go the MCC route there, please. Also, add vetoing for maps and everything back. I know it's been a while since it's been here, but add it back. Especially Master Chief Collection, where it makes sense. So, let's start talking about it here. We got Campaign-Story, which was first introduced in Halo CE. I mean, duh. They got some of the best storytelling in games in these Halo games, and the music just complements it so well most of the time. There is some times where the music isn't great. I mean, the music just tells you how to feel in CE, Reach CE, 2, ODST, 3. I'll even go with 4. I like the music for 4, even though it's not Marty O'Donnell. 5, I don't remember much of because I didn't play much of the game, but some of the games are some of the best, honestly, at storytelling. The first one obviously wasn't too fleshed out because you're establishing a universe, and as I've learned from a lot of movie studios, don't put too much in at once. Be careful with that. So, then you got couch co-op, where you can play co-op campaign, and that's how I experienced the first campaign of Halo CE. I played a lot of multiplayer with my buddy, because I never had an Xbox. So, I played with him most of the time, and it was great because we played multiplayer here and there. Obviously, local multiplayer, couch co-op. And it was great because I didn't have an Xbox, so it was great to play, and then eventually get good and play the campaign a lot. I've said this multiple times, Halo CE is the reason I play video games. If this game didn't exist, don't get me wrong, Mortal Kombat 3 and Sonic the Hedgehog were great, and those were the first games I ever played, but CE made me learn there's storytelling, there can be great gameplay, and there can be just fun to be had with friends overall. So going to it, back to the multiplayer, you could have up to 4 players split screen on one Xbox, And then you could also do 16 players with System Link, which is pretty much LAN parties. So you get 4 teams of 4 if possible, or 2 teams of 8. Ooh, those were some good times. I never did a LAN party with Xboxes, but I assume they were amazing. I've done actual LAN parties with PCs, so that would have been cool. And obviously they took local multiplayer and local co-op here out of Halo 5, which I think was a big mistake. And the fact that it's not in Infinite yet is kind of dumb, but we'll get there one day. Then we got competitive. I didn't start playing till Halo 3 competitive, but according to the internet, I did look this one up a little bit and did some research. Competitive was in CE, like it was a thing that you could do. Obviously not online, but you know, competitive events and everything were set up. So that's kind of cool. Then the first one with online multiplayer was Halo 2, which some of the best multiplayer for consoles at the time. And then it only got better with Halo 3, and I would say Halo Reach was pretty similar to 3, but I wouldn't say it was a step down or a step up, honestly. I think Reach is the best overall Halo game. Halo 3 is the best Halo game. And then Halo CE is the best game ever made. So it's kind of a weird situation to be sitting in. CE is the best game ever made. Halo Reach, I think, is the best overall Halo game. Most stuff to do, most stuff in general. And I think the best Bungie game. And then Halo 3 ODST is the best Halo game. So I think that's cool. The big things they added for Halo 3 is custom game modes, custom maps, and Forge. Forge was the big selling point in that one. You can make a game mode, make a map to go with it, and then put them on your file share where people can see it. And I thought that was amazing. That was a cool thing at the time. Bungie would always feature, favorite ones. And I thought that was a new thing. It was a new thing at the time for consoles, so it was really cool to see that happening. Then, the final thing, because let's be honest, we're not going to talk about every little thing here, but the final big thing is that Halo 3 had theater. You could rewatch all your games and take screenshots and videos and put them on your file share once again. Just with the game modes, maps, everything, file share was the best. And I don't think Halo's ever going to hit the Halo 3 peak, I would say. It peaked, I would say. It was CE 2, 3 peaked, I would say, and then Reach was kind of just above or right under 3 and then right above 2, and then 4 I think dropped down, 5 dropped down. We'll see how Infinite goes. I think with it being free to play, it will be bigger. I don't know if bigger than 3 though, honestly, but it's cool to see. So, what do you think is the best Halo feature? Campaign can technically be a feature. I think the biggest one is Forge. It made it really stand out comparatively to other games. Forge was just a huge new addition. So tell me in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and have a far off night.